summer car maintenance. Joining me is Ronnie Goff from Goodyear. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How you doing, Lisa?
Good. Okay, so why don't I set the stage from a woman's point of view? You're planning a summer trip. Everybody's taking the kids somewhere this summer, whether it be Florida or maybe a little bit more of a local place. But everybody's going on some sort of trip. And first and foremost, I bet people are thinking, okay, what are we going to do? Let's go to SeaWorld. Let's do this. Let's do that. And they don't often think about the car or truck or whatever vehicle you're taking until the last minute. So what do people need to know while they're planning that summer trip?
Well, one of the things they need to look at is getting their car serviced and, check out all their fluids, make sure that they're all topped off and up to par where they need to be. You don't want to have a breakdown on the interstate, going on your trip. So checking your fluids, make sure your maintenance is done on your vehicle. Check your tire pressures. You want to check that with the manufacturer specs rather than the pressure on the side of the tire. And another thing you want to check is you want to check your tread depth. And an easy way everybody knows about the penny, you just turn a penny upside down, stick it in the tread, and if you can see all of Lincoln's head, then it's time to be looking into maybe getting a set of tires for your vehicle so you can get the optimal ride and traction and reduce the chances of having blowouts or flats.
Gotcha. Well, planning a trip, costs a lot of money. And I think that's why people don't think about the car because, they're spending all this money on the event, on the trip itself. So if people are on a budget and don't have a ton of money to put into their car, what are the top two things? I know you mentioned a lot of them, but what are two that they really need to pay for? Is it the oil change? Is it, hey, tires are a necessity, that type of deal?
Services on your vehicle, of course you want your engine running properly. Doing the oil change and the service on it is the life of the engine. So you definitely want to get that took care of. It's pretty inexpensive to keep your car maintenance with oil change and services and make sure your fluids are all topped off and where they need to be. The second best thing is keeping the air pressure set right in your tires. It doesn't cost anything to get the air pressure set right. But that helps on your fuel mileage, your tire lasts longer, keep them rotated and took care of.
So definitely look at the tire.
Yes. Yeah. And, if you're in the market for tires, the Goodyear Assurance Fuel Max is an economy tire. It actually helps to save you 2,600 miles worth of fuel over the life of 4 tires. And it's a 65,000 mile tire.
So, I mean, these tips should not be an afterthought because, if you can't get to your destination, what good is that summer trip, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you want to make sure you got your car road ready and be confident that you're going to make it to your destination on time and without any problems. Any
other kits that people should have in their vehicle?
It's a good idea to take a emergency roadside kit, jumper cables, bottled water, just in case that unsubtle tragic happened where you did get broke down on the road. At least you can get roadside assistance.
I know, in the winter you think of, okay, my car should have blankets, this and that, but what does a summer vehicle should, need?
Well, you should have jumper cables, should have bottled water, take an extra cell phone cord just so you can make sure you got your phone charged where you can call a roadside assistance, AAA or somebody of that nature to help you get took care of, because sitting out in the hot heat is pretty rough, if you're broke down on the side of the road.
Right. And can people do these things at home in terms of maintenance, or do they need to see a professional?
Well,
I guess it depends on
the ability of the person doing it,
and the severity of the problem, if there is one.
Right. Another thing you want to check is your air filter, your wiper blades, and make sure that all the components are operating properly.
Right. So I guess some time and money to this part of the trip.
Yeah, there's a lot of checking to do, money-wise. I mean, full maintenance service, oil change, we check all that when we do the oil change. So oil change is pretty inexpensive. We check all your fluids, your air filters and everything too. So.
All right. Well, thanks, Ronnie. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay with us.